stop here at a pizza place called La Ruota. They got some decent pizza actually. So, got ham and pineapple and pepperoni. Looks good. Just before I hit the road. Yeah, so that pizza I just tried out from La Ruota, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's been some time since I've had it. It's not bad, but to be honest, I think I remember it being a little bit better. It's really quite floppy, so I'd give it like maybe a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. I felt like it was much better a couple of years ago. Still good, but yeah.
For decades, hidden among the trees in Coquitlam, British Columbia, stood a place that many people feared and many others desperately needed: Riverview Hospital. Today the grounds are quiet, the old roads crack beneath fallen leaves, the buildings slowly decay, and nature is reclaiming what was once one of Canada's largest mental health institutions. But behind these empty hallways and shattered windows lies a complicated history, one filled with hope, tragedy, controversy, and stories that still linger long after the patients are gone. As I ride through Riverview today, it's hard not to feel the weight of the past. Originally opened in 1913 as the Hospital for the Mind, Riverview was built during a time when society barely understood mental illness. At its peak, more than 4,000 patients lived here across hundreds of acres of farmland, forests, tunnels, and institutional buildings. Back then, mental health treatment looked very different from today. Some patients came voluntarily hoping for help, others were sent here against their will. Treatments range from occupational therapy and gardening to more controversial procedures like electroshock therapy, insulin shock treatment, and lobotomies. Walking, or in this case biking through these grounds today feels almost surreal knowing how many lives passed through here. Thousands of people once called this place home, and for many families in British Columbia, Riverview carries deeply personal memories. As I ride deeper into the property, you can still see traces of the institution's former life. Old brick buildings rise through the trees like forgotten monuments. Rusted fences, broken staircases, long abandoned wards with names like West Lawn, Crease Clinic, and the Centre Lawn buildings. The architecture itself feels frozen in time, and because of that atmosphere, Riverview has become surrounded by urban legends and ghost stories over the years. Staff, security workers, and visitors have all shared strange experiences. Some claim they've heard voices echoing through empty corridors late at night. Others report doors slamming on their own, shadowy figures appearing in the windows, or the feeling of being watched while walking through abandoned wards. One of the most common stories involves the underground tunnels beneath parts of the property. These tunnels once connected buildings so staff could move patients and supplies during bad weather. Today, many of them are sealed off, but stories still circulate about unexplained sounds underground, footsteps, whispers, and distant banging where nobody should be. Whether you believe those stories or not, there's no denying Riverview has unsettling atmosphere. Maybe it's because so much emotion once existed here: fear, isolation, recovery, and loss. Mental health institutions in the early 1900s often reflected society's fear of mental illness more than compassion for it. Many patients spent years here, separated from their families and communities. Some improved and eventually left, others never did. And while Riverview has become famous online for its creepy appearance, it's important to remember this wasn't just an abandoned asylum. It was a real hospital. Real people lived here, real people struggled here. And real people tried to help here too. In fact, Riverview was once considered progressive for its time. The massive grounds were intentionally designed with green space, farms, and walking paths because doctors believed nature could help heal the mind. Patients worked in gardens, bakeries, dairies, and workshops throughout the property. The hospital operated almost like its own small town. As I bike through these roads now, surrounded by towering trees and silence, it's strange imagining what this place looked like during its busiest years. Nurses rushing between buildings, patients sitting on benches, maintenance trucks driving the roads, voices everywhere. Now, there's mostly silence. Over the years, Riverview became increasingly controversial as mental health care evolved. Starting in the late 20th century, institutions across North America began shutting down in favor of community-based treatment. By the early 2000s, most of Riverview's facilities had closed. Since then, the property has become something almost mythical in British Columbia. Part historical landmark, part movie set, part ghost story. You might actually recognize these buildings from film and television. Riverview has appeared in countless productions including supernatural and horror-themed shows because of the atmosphere here is so unique. And honestly, once you're here, you understand why. Even in daylight, certain parts feel eerie, especially when the wind moves through the trees and the empty buildings creak in the distance. There's also something haunting about how nature is slowly reclaiming everything. Cracks in the pavement become filled with moss. Trees grow beside abandoned walls. Windows break. Paint peels. And year after year, the forest quietly takes this place back. Some people see Riverview as haunted. Others see it as a symbol of failed mental health systems. And some see it as an important reminder of how far mental health care has come and how far it still needs to go. But no matter how you look at it, Riverview leaves an impression on people. Maybe it's the silence, maybe it's the history, or maybe it's simply knowing that thousands of stories unfolded here, many of which were never fully told. As I finish this ride through Riverview Hospital, one thing becomes clear. Places like this are more than abandoned buildings. They're time capsules. And beneath the cracked concrete and empty hallways are echoes of real human lives. People have experienced suffering, recovery, fear, and hope with these walls. Riverview may be quiet now, but its history still speaks.
So across the way here from the Riverview grounds is a place called Colony Farms, or the indigenous name is actually Tlahut I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, hopefully, which means to be invited. So there's currently a correctional facility that houses mental health clients and patients. But prior to that facility being there, it was actually agricultural, so it was a farming area that provided food for the patients at Riverview. But the changes in economy and the ways that mental health and healthcare were changing, they actually ceased operation in 1983. There was a massive campaign that happened, and then by 1996, it actually switched to Metro Vancouver and became a regional protected park. So it looks like they're actually doing a bunch of filming right now for what looks to be like a pilot television show. Not quite sure what television show it is, but it's possibly by Disney or whatever. Yeah, there's film crews everywhere in this area right now. I'm not quite sure where I am or what this is, but I've never seen this before. Irish missionaries. I've never seen this building before. Well, I want to be respectful, just in case. So I'm gonna leave here just out of respect. I don't know where I'm at. So it's an old trail here. Oh, spider! It's like an old pot. That's not a spider. Let's clear that off. This is all overgrown. Look at this. There's an old sitting area here. What is this trail? I've never been here before. Wow. Whoa. It just opens up. It's like an old staircase here made of rocks. It's an old... crazy. I've never seen this before. I think that up there is the trail where I biked along before, which takes me to a road, so I don't know. I wonder how old this is. There's more spots over here. I'll go down here. More staircase with rocks. And there's a trail that goes that way. And there's other offshoot trails. I don't know. Very cool. I've never seen this before. Let's go back to the bike. There's old tables made with Toyota hubcaps. There's another one over there. Cool. I came across this beautiful park here. It's pristine and quiet and like almost hidden. I know it's not hidden, but I've grown up in this area. Never seen this park before. It's amazing. Check it out. It is so peaceful here. Apparently it was built by a nurse so that they could bring up clients to sort of clear their head. Finnie's garden. Look at this. The kiss of the sun for pardon. The song of the bird. Look at that. This garden is dedicated to Art Finnie, the patients and staff of Riverview Hospital who have created and cared for it since 1951. Look at that. Look at this place. This is gorgeous. A birdhouse there. Huh. Oh my goodness. There's a little pond here. Wow. There's a little pond here. Wow. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's like a little checkerboard. Lots of offshoot trails here. Old plant. There's a porta potty I will never use. Oh. Let's go see what it looks like if we can. I don't know. I don't even want to open it up. It's probably locked, I would imagine. Oh yeah, it's locked up. Oh, it's old. Crazy.